It's the biggest fire in the U.S. and one of the largest in New Mexico's history, uprooting thousands of people. The Calf Canyon and Hermit's Peak fire, just one of 5 burning and destroying parts of our state. Good afternoon. I'm Ron Burke. Our team has the latest on growth, containment, and evacuations this afternoon. We go to Santa Fe first, where Darlene Melendez has spent the day and tells us what she has seen. Darlene.
Hey, Ron. Yeah, we're starting to get a better idea now of what life could look like for New Mexicans going forward, those impacted by these fires. More on that in just a sec, but I want to get a check now on the Calf Canyon fire. The Calf Canyon Hermit's Peak fire continues to grow. It's now burned more than 145,000 acres. That is up from about 116,000 this time yesterday morning, so it has quite grown substantially there. Containment now just 20%. Many areas are under mandatory evacuation orders, including parts of West Las Vegas. There will be a meeting with new information coming up at 6. But first, a disaster declaration request is on its way right now to the White House. Here at the Office of Emergency Management, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham presented that disaster declaration request to us this afternoon, letting us know that it is signed and on its way to President Biden. I want to show you video of that moment of the governor presenting that request and also signing it. The governor stating today that New Mexico has spent $29 million to date on response to these fires burning across the state. Also saying that every day $2 million more will be spent, but in order to receive more resources, the state needs to get a presidential disaster declaration. With these fires forcing around 6,000 people into evacuation, Governor Lujan Grisham making it clear she will not wait any longer.
And we are going to be the very first state in the nation to have a presidential declaration accepted and signed by the president, unlocking all of these resources for watershed recovery, restoration of all of those wildlands, and personal, direct financial reparation and assistance.
And the governor adding this request for a presidential declaration is getting submitted today. Without it, people affected by these fires would have to wait until well after the fires are completely put out, and the damages would have to be assessed to get financial help. Now, something else that the governor said today is that more evacuations, unfortunately, are likely, especially in northern New Mexico. Just this afternoon, the United World College campus and Luna Community College said they're going to be closed all week. So clearly, this is all just a very changing information. So let's go to reporter Stephanie Muniz, who is in Las Vegas, with how you can keep up with these critical updates. Stephanie.
Hey, Darlene. Well, you can see all of the smoke behind me that's been rolling in to Las Vegas from the west side. And because this is an evacuated area, we can't get very close. This is as close as we can get to the fire. Now, as the fire patterns continue to change, the San Miguel County Sheriff's Office wants people to be aware of changing evacuations. That's why they've set up this interactive map. It shows the areas of the fire and areas that have evacuation orders. The green areas are for go, the yellow areas mean set, and the red areas are for people to be ready.
We've been posting screenshots and PDFs of the maps, and people can't zoom in on them and see the detail. So especially now that we get into the more concentrated, the more urban areas of the city, it's much easier when you're looking at streets that we have those divisions in those sections.
Among the places that have been evacuated is the Behavioral Health Institute. They've evacuated nearly 200 people from this area. Now, let's get back to Darlene, who has more on who's helping on these evacuations.
Well, Stephanie, there is clearly a lot of boots on the ground helping out in Las Vegas. Rightfully so. The New Mexico National Guard soldiers and airmen just arrived there. In this call for duty, the Guard says more of them are actually getting processed to be deployed as well. These are some of the terrifying scenes that they have seen so far while serving. Well, turning now even more north to the latest on the Cooks Peak fire, some mandatory evacuations have now been lifted there. So it is now 72% contained thanks to crews like these from Philmont and Cimarron. You can always see those evacuation lists. They're always updated scrolling at the bottom of your screen. This fire burned more than 59,000 acres. And east of Jemez Springs, the Cerro Pelado fire continues to grow. It has charged more than 25,000 acres. It is 10% contained, destroying at least 3 homes. Mandatory evacuation orders remain in place for the Cochiti, Mesa, and Peralta Canyon. There is a meeting on this fire at 5 o'clock on the Fire Information Facebook. And heading southwest now, a new view of the Bear Tramp fire in the San Mateo Mountains west of Socorro. It has grown to 1,200 acres. No containment. There are no evacuations from this fire, but the smoke could affect people in the Socorro area, and there are closures for certain forest roads. And with all of these fires and the weather conditions, we are starting to see more closures overall, like Pecos Canyon State Park. That will be closed until further notice. All state parks are under stage 2 fire restrictions right now because of extreme fire danger. This means absolutely no smoking, fireworks, campfires, open burning, and open fires. It is obvious why none of that should be done right now. But there is some new funding that has just been approved. This is for the aftermath of these fires, specifically for the forests. The USDA Forest Service awarded $30 million for landscape restoration across millions of acres. This will especially focus on increasing the resilience of the Santa Fe, Rio Grande, San Juan, and Carson National Forests when it comes to wildfires. Now, Callie, Ron, weather, of course, is playing such a big part in all of these fires, making it such a hard fight for all of these firefighters. We're looking at photos now from the Santa Fe Fire Department helping in Las Vegas. This wind this afternoon, though, is not helping.
Not at all.
Yeah, Darlene, we're under wind advisory in both Las Vegas and Albuquerque. Kelly?
Yeah, other areas on the map under those wind advisories as well. So it is an impact day. You can see the blue. Now, if there's a good news piece to this puzzle, it is that most of us have not had gusts anywhere near 50 miles an hour. Now, Gallup has strongest wind so far today, 51 mile an hour gust right around Gallup. We've been over 40 for Farmington, right around 40 for Raton. But for most of us, gusts are in the 30 to 35 mile an hour range, which is not good for fires, but is certainly better than it could be. Now, that being said, yeah, that's strong enough wind when combined with the very dry conditions to have the northern half of the state under that red flag warning for fire danger until 9 p.m. tonight. Now, we're also watching the smoke. Winds have been coming from the south and southwest, so that's been pushing that smoke to the northeast and to the north. But as those winds relax and change direction overnight, it's likely a lot of that smoke is going to pool right around Las Vegas. So thick smoke likely for you. There is a wider area, same area that has been under air quality alerts. Yes, be prepared for those areas of smoke to continue. Ron?